What is up, YouTube? It is Hollywood Floss, the worst producer of all time, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to look at the workflow of Scalar, okay? But before we get into that, I just want to let you know that you guys can hit me up anytime, and any questions, hit me up on YouTube, hit me my email. I don't bite, I help you out. And matter of fact, I want to check out, shout out to Antoine Evans. Can you please do a tutorial with this plugin, okay? Melody progressions and the like. I'm this close to buying the plugin. I'm hoping it changes my workflow. Lots of beats get started, okay? He wants to know, and I was like, well, I replied back, I'm like, well, give me some specifics. And he says, like, how does certain features complement your workflow, and how do you use in practical application to quote unquote produce? All right, so we're gonna open up FL Studio, the beast that it is, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so first and foremost for my workflow, you got to know what you're good at. I know that I'm good at certain tempos. I know that my best beats come from 154, 130, and 90 to 95. So that's the trap at 154, R&B or slower trap at 130. And then 90 to 95 is I can do my boom bap beats or my West Coast Dom Kennedy type beats. Those are my favorites to make. I enjoy making the most, and it just comes easy to me. So Antoine, it's good to know the tempos that you want to work at. Secondly, let's dive right into it. Okay, so this is Scalar 2. Okay, Scalar 2 is great for getting song ideas and getting ideas out that you normally couldn't do. It enhances your playing or your ability to make beats, right? So normally I'm going into what kind of songs I can get. Okay, so it has this song feature. So with the songs feature, it comes with chords already ready to go, right? So you can go into JK pop. Now, just because you go into JK pop doesn't mean you're making a K-pop beat. You just might want to use their chords. So this is one way I go. I find a random song, K-pop, and then I see if I like the scale that they use. So they're in D harmonic minor scale. So I know I can start that off, right? And then I always open up some type of VST so I can drag it right over to get those ideas out. And you pretty much want to start off with keys. It's just easy, right? Heat up 3 or whatever you use, and bam. So now I already know I'm in D harmonic minor. I'm making a trap beat. I'm able to push this over, double it, and now I can go ahead and I already have my foundation. That's one way with the chord progressions, okay? That's one way. Let's go back into Scalar 2, and then let's say you don't want to use that, or let's say you want to enhance that. There's this button right here, and we can go in and we can add sevenths to jazz it up. So instead of just a D minor, you might want to get a D minor major 7. You hear the difference, okay? Or you might want to make it add 9s, 11s, or you might want to invert it, 7s inverted, or you might want different type of variations, dominance of the A chord, or you want to modulate it, all of that stuff, right? Okay, you can do all of that. That's the first way. The second way is you can start from the beginning and build your own scales. So let's go to the beginning and let's look up a D major. Okay, so now we're in D major, just like that, and it changes everything. And I'm going to delete this just so we can get a clear. So we're in D major now. Okay, so and I'm building my chord progressions on the fly, and you have to, as producers, we have to learn how to trust your ears. Learn how to trust your ears, and if it sounds good, it sounds good. Like, sounds good. It's not no over. It's not Pharrell and Neptune, but if it sounds good, it sounds good, right? So you can build your chords from scratch. So the first way I taught you is the preset of songs that are already listed, or you can go into the scale, whatever you're feeling, and it has every scale possible, right? And then another way that is quick and easy is if you have performance mode on and you want to get a melody, right? You go to performances, and there's so many different ones that you could just pick. And I want to bind it. Okay, I want to use the D major scale, and I want to bind it. So I've binded it. So now, and I have it in performance mode. So this is a cool way to make melodies. Now, of course, I'm not going to use moto because that's just overkill. No one plays like that in trap, right? But you go and you can find it, and you can find which one you want. So let me go that way. I'm going to record it. I'm going to MIDI capture that. So once you go to MIDI capture is going to play whatever it's playing. So I'm going to and it's going to actually play those notes. Okay, but let me show you, because I know you're probably overwhelmed right now. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I got a new instance of scalar, and I'm going to show you from scratch. I'm just going to pick C major, and I'm going to bind it, and I'm going to put it in performance mode, and I'm going to MIDI capture it. So and then I'm going to press stop. I'm going to drag that over to heat up 3. And so I only pressed one button. I pressed the bind chord. I didn't play this melody out, but I was able to capture the melody. So, I mean, of course I would quantize it and everything and fix it up, but there you have it, a chord progression and a melody at the instant, okay? At the instance, all right? And then the last way I'll show you how I use in my workflow, okay? Open up scalar. We're going to go to loops, just and they usually have to be 8 to 16 bars. It can't be a full song. So I'm just going to go to somatics. I'm just going to get a trap melody. That's a dope melody. I want to learn how to play that, or learn some of the chords in that. It's going to replace it. It's saying this is in E minor. And that's the scale. Let me get one that does a full progression. Okay, so this one does a full progression. It gives me 3 chords. Let's see what the chords sound like. All right, and let me put it off of perform mode. And I want one that's just really intricate. It gives me like 4 chords. There you go. So this one from somatics, you drop in an audio loop and you get chords, and then you rearrange the chords to make something new. Okay. So now I have a progression off a loop. So this is just infinite happiness for me, because now I can take this and drag it over. I'm sorry about that. I could take this and drag it right over to heat up 3, and now I have the chords from that loop. So I can either play the loop and then have chords or melodies on top of the loop, or I could just create a whole nother loop from scratch. And here it is right here, and I would stretch it out and then get to working. So now I've already started, and just by plugging in a little bit of notes, I've already started a new track. So hopefully that helps you out. Like I said, this is just the beginner. There's so much more for Scalar 2 But if you're really thinking about getting it, this is just the basics of how you can get started, get rid of that beat block, and helps you with your workflow. And from here, I'm using this. I might speed it up. And I'm already going to put the hi-hats on it. And I'm ready to roll, okay? And that took no longer than 2 to 3 minutes. So if you're hesitant about getting Scalar 2, look at this tutorial on just the basics of chord progressions and building your melodies from scratch, and I guarantee you it will change your mind and you'll want to pick it up. It's your boy Hollywood Floss, the worst producer of all time. Like and subscribe. I got some rebrands coming over to the channel. I took some time off, but I'm back. So it's Hollywood Floss, worst producer of all time. Follow me on Instagram, HWFloss, if you want a shout out. Link in the description below, and the rules to get that shout out. Follow me on Twitter as well, HWFloss, and HollywoodFloss.beatstars.com. Peace.